By imperial decree, the guilty official Lu has protected the traitors, remembering the merits of their ancestors in founding the nation. Death penalty can be waived. He could not escape punishment. The entire clan was exiled. Hanging Wine Desert Island, never to be reinstated. So be it. What are you still standing there for, young Master Lu? Accept the imperial decree. From now on Anjuanfeng Island, there won't be any more fine clothes and delicacies for you. Good luck to you. Snort. What happened? I am not a Fortune 500 company. Is he the helmsman of a heavy industry giant? How could it end here? It's all over now. What will happen to this whole family? Zhuanfeng Island is a notoriously isolated island. Nothing. The imperial court is trying to force the Lu family to their deaths. Are we really going to die here? Brother, say something. You are the eldest grandson of the eldest son's family. Everyone is counting on you now, although I have a head full of knowledge. But on this deserted island, even the most skillful cook can't cook without rice. Ding detected that the host was facing a severe survival crisis. The Omniscient Information and Memory Inheritance System has been quietly bound together. Does the system have storage space? Could you send a few tons of grain first? This system does not have a storage function. The host was detected to be in a state of extreme tool deficiency. 2 new player privileges are now unlocked. There were no readily available supplies. It doesn't matter as long as we have intelligence and knowledge. Lousy self-made. You, what are you laughing at? Could it be that he's developed hysteria from being frightened by this disaster? Why are you crying? Can cry out. Dad Zhuang, come with me. Where to go? Brother-in-law. Dangerous pile of rocks. The sand layer 30 meters directly below the shipwreck site. Scattered objects. A broken-handled iron axe. 45% rust level. Repairable. Dad Zhuang dug up all the sand underneath. Brother, you really do have something. You honor, I thought it was some kind of treasure. This is just a piece of scrap metal. There isn't even a decent handle. To others, this is scrap metal. But in my eyes, this is the means to survive. Dad Zhuang went over there and picked up those dead trees. Remember to get the hardwood. Wrist thickness. Okay, please find me 2 relatively flat granite slabs tonight. Bring some more sea sand and seawater. All right, I'll take care of it right away. You honor, where did you learn your carpentry skills from? Brother, this wooden handle fits perfectly. This technique. He seems even more experienced than the old blacksmiths in Beijing. Turning waste into treasure. What a fine axe, you honor. You. When did you acquire this skill? Husband. You've kept it well hidden. Great. I have this axe. We can cut down trees and build a shed now. Everyone should be able to settle down tonight. Yes, yes. This beach is flat. Open view. This is the perfect place to rest. My husband, you've worked hard. I'll go and gather some dry branches. Warning, warning. Weather intelligence and early warning. A super typhoon. It is expected to make landfall on the main island in 2 hours. The terrifying wolves that would be triggered at that time. It will completely engulf this beach. Please lead your personnel to evacuate immediately. If this happens repeatedly, please evacuate immediately. Stop what you're doing. Everyone, follow me into the mountains immediately. You honor. What kind of nonsense are you talking about? The sun was blazing overhead. Not even a single cloud. It's the perfect time to set up sheds and make a living. What to do in the mountains? Yeah, bro. The beach is very flat. What if there are wild animals in the mountains? No time to explain. Uncle, look at these waves. Seemingly calm. However, the tide receded much faster than usual, and the fishy smell of the sea breeze. This is a sign that a storm is coming. I am the eldest grandson of the Liu family. Father is not here. Now I'm in charge of the Liu family. Who dares to delay? Life and death are one's own responsibility. Listen to my husband. Let's go. Target reached. 10 meters directly ahead. The former dynasty's refuge cave. Faster and faster. Zhuanfeng Island Blessed Land. Black Moon Cave. Good heavens! This was actually a refuge left behind by people from a previous dynasty. You honor. How did you know there was a cave here? Stop talking nonsense. Go in. Oh my God. If we had stayed on the beach just now, the whole family has started feeding the fish. You honor, young master, you. This is prophecy. They saved the lives of our entire clan. My husband is truly a divine being. If it weren't for her husband's decisive and gentle approach, they had already perished in the fish's belly. Since we're already here, let's put our minds at ease. With me around, the Liu family would not perish. Brother, something bad has happened. There's a big problem. Just now, I went to check out the freshwater stream I discovered yesterday. The typhoon brought in seawater. The entire stream is now filled with mud, sand, dead fish, and rotten shrimp. It was bitter and smelly. It's impossible to drink. No fresh water. What should we do? A person will die of thirst if they don't drink water for 3 days. Did they just escape a natural disaster? Are we going to die of thirst on this deserted island again? The system starts the water filtration tutorial. A physical permeation filtration solution has been planned for you. What's Dodge Wong panicking about? If the sky falls, I'll hold it up, holding a hand axe. Come with me to cut a few sections of bamboo as thick as a wrist. Bring a few people tonight. Crush the leftover charcoal from yesterday into small pieces. Go to the beach and collect some clean fine sand and pebbles. I have a great use for you. Okay, bro, I'll go right now. Husband, these silts and charcoal really can clear that dirty water. This is called science. The porous structure of charcoal can absorb odors and dirt, layers of barriers and penetration. All the dirt was left behind. It sounds quite reasonable. Dajwang poured the muddy water in. Fresh water is really fresh water. There was no mud or fishy smell at all. Bro, you're amazing. Alive. Our Liu family has truly come back to life. You honor. Even the top scholars of today might not be as good as you. Ah, my husband, come quickly. My aunt fainted. My husband's aunt was listless last night. I can't even speak today. What should we do? This is bad because of a long-term lack of salt. Add dehydration. He was on the verge of shock. If you don't consume salt, I'm afraid he won't make it through tonight. Salt. Where can we find this on this deserted island? Official salt. If you drink the seawater directly, in less than half a day, it can cause severe abdominal pain and even death. The official salt of the previous dynasty. Without me, Liu Yuan, I'll build it myself. Dajwang, don't just stand there. Grab the stick and come with me. Brother, where are the salt mines on this island? Our aunt is lacking salt. What are we going to chop with an axe? Go dig in the mud. You can dig up salt from mud. Ding, 30 meters ahead. Discovery of high-quality kaolin and red clay pits. The map has been unlocked for you. Earthen kiln firings and simple pottery. Dajwang dug out the red clay from the pit. Add some water and stomp on it hard. Stomp until it becomes as elastic as dough. Brother, I'll heat this mud pot over a fire all night. It can truly turn into an ironstone that cannot be leaked. You'll find out tomorrow morning. You'll be guarding the fire tonight. It must not be interrupted. Xingwan, pour the contents of the bowl in your hand into it. My husband, this water was made by soaking wood ash in water. How dirty. If you pour that salt in, you can't eat it. In your eyes, it is dirty water. But in my study of things that are separate from the physical world, this wood ash is the antidote for the sea salt poisoning. Qinglan, come and see. It has no bitter taste. Salty with a hint of sweetness. Husband, this was even better than the tribute salt used by the imperial concubines in the palace. It needs to be 10 times more meticulous and pure. Go quickly and prepare a bowl of lightly salted water for your aunt to drink. Elder brother, for days on end, I've been eating those oil-free, fat-free grilled sea snails every day. My calves are cramping. I have no strength left. My husband Dajwang is right. No oil or water. Everyone's bodies can't take it. Raid our early warning. Valley 2 kilometers to the northwest. Large carbon-based biological activity tracks detected. Red high-risk warning. The target is a mutated adult wild boar. Estimated weight, 300 jin, 150 caddies. This individual is extremely ferocious. Thick skin. Based on the host's current cold weapon equipment, the survival rate in close combat is less than 10%. Want to eat meat to replenish water? Rather shooey. You're going into the mountains to hunt. We haven't seen a single rabbit fur on this island. Not a rabbit. It's enough for our whole family to eat our fill. Eat big fat pigs for half a month. However, this beast has a rather volatile temper. We'll just go for it with our axes. I am afraid it will become his snack. 300 caddies. So how do we fight? Snort. Who says hunting has to be done with brute force? Grandeur. Bring all the vines you can find. Come with me to give him a physics lesson. Bro, what kind of maze have you set up? You want to smash the Yazoo to death. He made me climb the tree. Why not just hold the rock and smash it down? The vines had to be wounded around this tall tree branch. A stone tied to one end. Tie a loop at one end. Isn't this like taking off your pants to fart? Wait until you throw the stone down. The 300-pound wild boar has already escaped. This is called a fixed pulley and lever trap. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. Remember this place in front of the agency. Brute force is useless. What good is this little wooden stick, bro? What I want is for it to break. Shut up. He's here. My God, elder brother. Your magic of using minimal force to deflect a great weight is truly amazing. He really was hung up. What kind of sorcery? This is called physics. Call it physics. Oh my God, it's a wild boar. the eldest son killed a wild beast. You honor. You. Are you all right? Such ferocious beasts. How exactly did you subdue them? Don't ask me. My brother is now the reincarnation of the martial star, reincarnation of the gods of literature. You didn't see it. My brother didn't break a sweat. The wild boar then hung itself from the tree and slit its own throat. Ha 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 ha. Adding alkaline water to lard. My husband's alkaline water is very astringent. Wouldn't pouring this oil in ruin it? Do as I say. Pour it in and then heat it slowly over a flame. Stir constantly. What is this? Uncle will know once he washes his face. This thing. It's even better than the soap beans used by the powerful and wealthy in the capital. My husband, you have washed away more than just the filth from my body. Rather, it was the despair the whole family had felt these past few days. Ha ha ha. Father, what's wrong, Father? Dad, don't scare me. Dad, open your eyes and look at me. My husband's uncle is burning hot. His body is like a piece of charcoal. In the capital, I had heard from the old doctor that there were many poisonous insects in Lingnan. If bitten, sudden onset of severe fever. In ancient times, even a celestial being couldn't save him. They often can survive more than 3 days. This system does not provide the ability to create things out of thin air. The host is detected to be facing a life-or-death crisis. Emergency access has been granted to you. Herbal Atlas and field locations. Location successful. 400 meters ahead on the right. The target herb was found at a distance of 600 meters. White flower snake grass, half a branch of hair piercing heart arrow. Shut up and cry. If it can save lives. What was the purpose of the Imperial Medical Academy? Dajwang picked up the iron axe. Come with me into the mountains. Chingwan brought a few people. Bring out all the extra pottery jars that were fired yesterday. Prepare a few more hollow tubes. Plenty of clean cotton cloth and dead charcoal. Quickly, I understand. Husband, please be careful. Brother, isn't this just roadside weed? This thing can snatch people from the clutches of the king of hell. In the eyes of the doctors of the previous dynasty, this is wild grass. But in my eyes, this is a life-saving special antibiotic. Husband, are you learning alchemy from Taoist priests? This is not alchemy. This is called gravity separation and distillation purification. Boil herbs directly into soup. The medicinal effects dissipated in several bowls of water. Too many impurities. Absorption is too slow. I used a big fire. The active ingredients of the herbs evaporate with the water vapor, following the lead of this supervisor. The fever has subsided. Uncle's fever has subsided. Father, you Ray alive. You Ray really alive. However not. Lord of the house, my life, Lu Shaod, you snatched it back from the clutches of the king of hell. Not just my life. If there were no Yuaner, our entire Lu family, they've long since become the skeletons of this deserted island. Kneel down, all of you. Starting today, Lu Yuan, the eldest grandson of the first branch of the family. He is the only absolute head of the Lu family of the Great Jin Dynasty. All orders from Lu Yuan, that is, the ironclad rules of the clan. Lu's clothes reflected his personality. anyone who dares to disobey in the slightest, those who outwardly comply but inwardly defy, punishment of the entire clan. Never let them off lightly. From now on, my life, Dajwang, is yours. Who dares to disobey you? I'll be the first to bully him and teach him a lesson. Well, since Uncle is so kind, I've taken charge of this household. As long as I, Lu Yuan, am here, the Lu family will not die out. We must also reclaim everything that belongs to us in these waters. Ding, the system has detected that the host has achieved unity of purpose, sole control of the clan's achievements. The family's survival crisis has been completely resolved. System influence distribution. The basic heavy industry and farming modules have been officially unlocked. Northwest mountains and valleys. Giant open-pit high-grade hematite vein detected. Large quantities of wild, high-yield, fast-moving pollutants were detected in the northern valleys. The yield can reach several thousand kilograms per mu. Bro, my hands are almost worn raw. We now have meat to eat and salt to drink. Why don't you hurry up and build 2 more wooden sheds? Why are you digging for black sand under the sun? Eat as a meal. Dajwang, you need to broaden your horizons. This is called hematite. Once they be trained, the sticks and stones in our hands, it can then be transformed into truly indestructible iron. Head of household, you said this is iron ore. How could this be possible? The former imperial court was smelting iron. Those must have been built by the Ministry of Works in the suburbs of Beijing. Kazuyo Blast Furnace. Hundreds of skilled craftsmen are needed to work in shifts day and night, fanning the fire desperately. We are on this deserted island. There isn't even a proper bellows. How could sand possibly turn into molten iron? Ome Kobu couldn't do it. That doesn't mean I can't do it. Uncle, when you were young, you were most obsessed with woodworking in Beijing. Even the former Minister of Works praised your ingenuity. Get up and take a look at this. This wooden box has a push-pull piston added. Air valves are installed at both ends. Air intake and exhaust when pulled. When pushing, it even has air intake and exhaust. The gaps are endless, without any gaps. Head of household, from which magical book did you get this blueprint? This is called a double-acting piston fan. Ordinary single-tube fan firepower is insufficient. The temperature is simply not high enough to melt hematite. Uncle has this blueprint. Can you bring a team to make it? If they can't even make this treasure, this old servant might as well chop off his hands and feed them to the dogs. Dajwang, stop lying down. Let's go chop wood. We must create this divine object today. Start system teaching. Dajwang, stop being so stingy with your strength. After eating my fill of wild boar meat, now he's working like crazy, pumping the bellows. Insufficient furnace temperature. This furnace of iron sand is completely wasted. Okay, bro, watch me. Ha! Husband, is it really true that molten iron can flow out of this furnace? Qingwan opened her eyes wide and looked carefully. Oh. Molten iron is really molten iron. The ancestors of the Lu family have appeared. We actually managed to forge refined iron on the deserted island. Don't stop the bellows. Dajwang, uncle and second uncle, pouring molten iron into the dessert. Be quick. This is gold and iron. Dajwang, stop for a moment. Use a new hoe to dig up the soil 3 feet below. Okay, brother, look at the bottom. Why are there so many yellowish-brown clods of soil buried here? Husband as big as a fist. This thing is covered in dust. Even the birds and animals on the island don't peck at it much. It's probably something bitter and poisonous. Poisonous. Qingwan calls this a tuber crop. That is, potatoes. This thing is the most adaptable to any terrain. Just cut it into pieces and throw it into the soil, and it will grow. More importantly, this wild variety, 1 mu of land can produce at least several thousand jin. What yield of several thousand kilograms per mu? The head of the family has a lot of money. The most fertile paddy fields in Suzhou and Hangzhou. The total grain yield for the whole year is only 300 jin. This unassuming clod of earth. 1 acre can be worth a lot of money, like 10 acres of land. Ha ha ha. Beep beep red camp crisis warning. Detection of hostile armed forces advancing. Intelligence analysis. A small pirate ship is veering off course. They will land on the main island in 3 days to obtain fresh water. Husband, what's wrong? But what's wrong with these two? Two are very good. Everyone put down what they're doing. Listen to what I have to say. I was previously in the Imperial Library in Beijing. I've read quite a few articles about Southeast Asian pirates. Legends of the Flag of Robbery. Based on the unusual phenomena I've observed over the past 2 days. We were probably in trouble. What trouble do you have, bro? There wasn't a soul on this deserted island. The wind direction has been stable for the past 2 days. However, the seabirds near the coast are unusually flocking together, hovering at low altitude, hesitant to fly far. And the screeching was unusually agitated. Then look down at the ocean currents that spread throughout the seawater. It even has a very faint smell of tung oil. Recent weather. Unusually hot. There are large ships braving the winds and waves in the open sea. Forced growth. I deduced that there was a small pirate ship. It will land in 3 days. Ocean. Pirate patriarch. Don't frighten this old servant. How could there be pirates on this deserted island? Heavens! What kind of terrible sins have they committed? At least the imperial court spared our lives by exiling us. If it falls into the hands of pirates, those ruthless villains, they're going to cruelly torture us and feed us to the fish. All you do is cry. Can crying make a thief leave? Afraid of him? We have the weapons now. This big hoe is heavy. Wait until those petty thieves come ashore. I am a big man. One rushed up and swung a hoe. One of them ripped their skulls off. Muddle-headed. Dajwang, you think you're holding an iron hoe? He himself was a general with unparalleled bravery. The pirate was holding a steel knife. He was wearing leather armor. They were all desperate criminals who lived on the edge. You went to fight hand to hand with your tools. I don't want to live anymore. What should we do then, bro? Are we just supposed to stand by and wait to die? They handed their sister-in-law and stepmother over to these beasts. Yes, you honor. We can beat them. Why don't we hide in the dense forest deep inside the island? We'll get through this eventually. HMPH. Dodge. Hiding in the dense forest. Beach. Fresh water and our newly reclaimed potato fields. Give up everything. Who said we were going to fight them hand to hand with hoes? In this world, the most despicable method of killing is using a knife. Uncle Dajwang wiped away his tears. Light the stove and make the fire burn as brightly as possible for me. All the pig iron ingots that were just smelted today, and the remaining wrought steel, move everything out. The next 3 days, the entire tribe neither eats nor sleeps. We want to create something that doesn't belong to this world. Since they want to go to the island, then I'll let this beach. It became a mass grave for pirates in the South Seas. This blueprint, patriarch. This old servant truly cannot understand it. The dozens of toothed discs drawn on it. What is this thing? And what are these strange pulleys? Palace maids of the great former dynasty. This old servant has seen it too. I have never seen such a bizarre and complex foundation. These things are called gears and wedges. Uncle, don't worry about what he is. Just follow the dimensions on the drawings. We'll use our freshly refined steel to polish it. The dimensions must be exactly the same. Almost. This thing will get stuck. I'll risk my life to grind him out of this. Grandeur. Forge this diamond into a size 3 fingers wide, half finger thick working arm. Remember to refine steel 100 times. Repeated folding and forging. I want it to have extreme hardness. Well, it can also unleash terrifying resilience. Brother, this lump of iron is so thick. Don't even mention pulling apart. It's even difficult to bend it. This can be used as a tool. Of course, it's impossible to break it by human power. However, if modern materials mechanics is used, in addition, the lever amplification effect of the gear set, even a 3-year-old can easily pull it open. This kind of heavy crossbow used when the train departs. Dajwang picked it up to test its feeling. Wow, that's really heavy. Brother, this ironworker's arm is as thick as a crane board. Who pulled this apart? Try turning the crank handle next to it. Brother, this crank handle is so light. It's so easy. The rope was actually pulled. This is the power of gear drives and pulley systems. Keep shaking. Oh. What is the power of this item, patriarch? Dajwang leveled the gun and pulled the trigger. Dude, is this something used by heavenly soldiers and generals? If this arrow hits a person, shots on people. Enough to kill 2 pirates wearing leather armor, nailed to the ground like a candied hawthorn skewer. This groundbreaking action. How could their few broken steel knives possibly stop them? Miracle? This is a miracle. With this divine weapon, let alone 30 pirates. Even if there are 300 of them, we have a fighting chance. Don't be too happy yet. Ding pirate ship. Only 1 day away from the main island's mud flats. Because the enemy possessed heavy ship hulls, the blueprint for the city defense-grade heavy firepower has been unlocked for you. Gravity torsion catapults and giant ballista blueprints. Uncle Dajwang. We need to build a bigger one. Dajwang, chop down that huge ironwood tree for me. Brother, this ironwood is too heavy, even if we split it out. To build those giant ballista, like those on the Great Wall, even dozens of skilled craftsmen, it would take at least 10 days to half a month. How could we possibly have time? The ballista in front of the octopus can't fire more than 10 shots. They would be shattered. Did you see the diamond plate under the base? That's leaf spring damping. Use it to absorb recoil. Creative ideas. Using the toughness of diamonds to neutralize the recoil force. The head of the family possesses such miraculous abilities. The old servant of the machine department only needs an incense stick's time. You can put it together. Done. The dragon is almost defeated. But we didn't forge a diamond sword that big. Come on, let me boil this stinking resin. So much lard was added again. And those pungent yellow powders. What kind of poison are they brewing? The poison's texture is too slow. What I want is instantaneous destruction. Ro, what are you doing making such a big pot of paste? This sticky stuff. Could it be that they're trying to stick the pirate ship to the ground? This is called napalm. Dajwang, please tell me about the naval warfare of the Qin dynasty. Young enemy ship fires. What would a sailor do? Of course, we should use seawater to extinguish the fire. Ah. Dajwang poured the water on it. Okay, watch mine. H. My God, the water is boiling. Why can't this fire be put out? Husband, what kind of demonic fire is this? They rain not even afraid of water. Pine resin is highly flammable. Lard can make it stick firmly to wooden boards and people. Sulfur, on the other hand, gives it the magical property of being able to extinguish in water. The pirate ship was made of wood, as long as this thing hits their deck. Even if they jump into the sea, the fire will also be on the water. Burn them alive to ashes. The master of the house has finished setting up the crossbow. Warning, warning! Retina raid our highest level lock. Here. There was actually smoke on that deserted island. There must be some stray fat sheep and women. Haha, brothers. Deploying to the shore to grab fresh water. The man threw it into the sea to feed the fish. The woman is for everyone to use well. Ha ha ha. Dajwang brought out the specially made fireball. Upper wind. Want a woman. Want fresh water. I've prepared an unforgettable fiery meteor shower. My God, what terrible things has our Lu family done? Finally, I managed to get a full meal in this wretched place. How did I end up provoking this group of living devils? Why are you crying? Shut your mouths, all of you. That pirate ship looks pretty big. There are at least 30 or 40 people above. Do we really want to fight? The owner wants us to abandon the camp immediately. Let's hide in the dense forest. Perhaps they'll just grab some ironware and grain and leave. At least it saved the whole family's lives, Uncle. Open your eyes. See below. The ironware we painstakingly crafted, and the high-yield varieties planted, and our freshwater wells. You expect a bunch of outlaws to have a change of heart? Do not set fire to the mountain. I told you. If we take this step back today, no need to wait for winter. We will starve to death on this deserted island. Taking a step back is like falling into an abyss. But they ray holding steel knives. What we hold in our hands, it's a death warrant that will send them to hell. Everyone, listen to my command now. On this island, I am the sky. Who dares to run around or make loud noises? No need for pirates to take action. I'll handle this according to family rules first. Uncle, now you take everyone with you. Immediately move to that area of jumbled rocks and strange cliffs. Bring along the roasted wild boar meat and fresh water. You honor, what about you? Don't worry about that. Your task is to hide without my command. You are absolutely not allowed to peek out. Did you understand? I won't leave. That raging oil is something I've rendered myself. I know how to make it burn the longest. Nonsense. Your presence here, a weak woman like you, will only distract me. Dajwang, take your sister-in-law away. Brother, I want to stay and kill the thieves. I could kill two with one hammer blow. You need your sister-in-law to come back immediately. Your task is below. Uncle, bring out that composure you had back then. Warfare is about layering and deadly traps. Do you see that sandy area covered with low bushes? Yesterday, I had Dajwang dig 3 horizontal ditches overnight. 300 bamboo splinters were planted upside down inside. Bamboo splinters were soaked in sewage. On the surface, I put on a disguise. Deal with these beasts. What talk of benevolence and morality? Uncle, your task is to climb the boulder with a crossbow. Hide yourself. You know I'm right there guarding it. Remember the moment the pirates landed. They'll definitely fight over supplies like mad dogs. As long as they step into the trap, the formation will definitely be disrupted. Shoot them then. Whom do I shoot? There are so many of them. Shoot the horse first, then the man. To catch a thief, first catch the king. You only need to keep an eye on those wearing headscarves. The small leader who loudly gives orders. Aiming at them with the power of the geared crossbow. Just pull the trigger on your chest. As long as they dare to step into the trap, we'll definitely show them what we're made of. Brother, I am back. What am I doing now? Should we just rush down and fight them? Are you going to rush down and die? You stay here. Be my assistant shooter and winch operator. Dajwang goes up the slope. The wind direction is southeast. Wind force 4. Estimated distance 800 steps. Sea level humidity 70%. Increase the elevation angle by 2 points. Horizontal leftward shift of 1 inch parabola. What are you muttering about, bro? That iron gun is so accurate. The difference is as small as a millimeter. Misunderstanding by 1,000 miles. I want a fatal blow. Boss, look over there. Those are clothes drying in the sun. Are there really living people on this deserted island? And there were women too. Ha ha ha. Look at this formation. It's probably one of the merchant ships. Or perhaps the exiled nobles are stranded here. Brothers, Charge, listen carefully. Since there are women on this island, clothes, then there must be a woman. These stranded, useless people on a deserted island even have a portrait. There were no iron weapons like these. Not to mention resistance. The man was eliminated directly. Show no mercy. Women must never get hurt. Who caught the most beautiful one? Lao Tzu rewarded him handsomely. My brother and the others disembarked. Whether we fight or not, it doesn't matter yet. Those little shrimps. Let them ashore. The uncle's series of traps will teach them how to be human. Dajwang first burned the main ship. Cut off their escape route and then solve the problem. Henchman, the boss spoke. The man cleaned it up. The woman stayed. Look at the dilapidated state of this camp. I guess it's some kind of exiled, weakling noble family. Hurry up, everyone! Who is the first to rush into the camp? The most beautiful girl and the most valuable item. Whose is it? They ray all fucking. Don't try to take it from me. That young lady must be my father's. My feet are hiding. There are daggers in the sand. What happened? Second in command. What's wrong? My legs hurt so much. What the hell is this? It smells awful. And the thorns are poisonous. It smelled and numbed. What's the panic? You bunch of useless people. It was just a few broken bamboo skewers. They didn't even have anyone dare to show their faces. This is clearly a despicable tactic employed by someone with a guilty conscience. All of you, step on the rocks next to you and rush over. Go to hell, brute! Wow. Second in command. His breastplate was made of fine iron. Even the most elite physicians in the imperial court. It absolutely cannot be penetrated. How could this be? One arrow sent a 200-pound person flying. This is not a bow and arrow. This is a monster. Run, run. This is not a fat sheep. This is the palace of the king of hell. Retreat. Don't even worry about the dead. Everyone quickly boarded the small boats and returned to the main ship. I felt safe once I got back on the ship. Brother flew out. They headed straight for the pirate ship. Oh no. Ouch! My eyes hurt so much. Firefighting, quick, put out the fire. The rice is cooking. Water fast. Extinguish it with seawater. Heavens! The water is boiling too. This is not a demonic fire. This is the karmic fire of the king of hell. Help! I can't get rid of the fire. Please help me. Boat! Our main ship is gone. We can't go back. There's no going back. Stop staring blankly. All of you pull yourselves together. Finished. Our only chance of survival now is to storm that island. They were on the cliff. That kind of giant mother must be extremely clumsy. It's impossible to launch continuously and rush up, rushing to the bottom of the cliff. They can't hit us. Eliminate them. They seize their camp. Only then can we survive. I'm not fighting anymore. This is not human. This is a deity. This is sorcery. Gods, spare my life. Grandpa, have mercy. The scoundrel will never dare to do it again. Brother, look at these bastards below. They lay all scared to death, kneeling on the ground and kowtowing. These pirates must have caused us a lot of trouble in the past. The people of Kin deserve to die. While they dare not move, you let me go down and shoot them one by one with an arrow. They were all named to avoid leaving behind trouble. Killing them would be a waste of effort. Now we need to develop. Mining, logging, and shipbuilding are needed. The number of us is not enough. Will my guys ever listen to me? As long as I have a heavy crossbow, give them good food and drink. They will become the most obedient people in the world. God, have mercy. The petty people are blind to the great man. I have disturbed your precious land. We just got lost at sea. I want to go ashore to ask for a drink of water. I have absolutely no intention of harming anyone. The one-eyed man raised his head. Sir, 3 years ago, in the Haishuyang Sea area of Chuanzhou Prefecture, you led your ships to plunder a large grain transport ship. After looting all the food, you gave the order. The 17 unarmed crew members and merchants on board, tie all of them to stones, drowning alive in the sea. Last autumn, Liji, a fishing village on the coast of Qiangzhou, you tried to steal several young women from the village. Arson and massacre of the village. They didn't even spare a 1-month-old baby. One-eyed guy, do you think this iron axe in my hand is? Can't you see through the overwhelming grievances within you? How could you know? And what about the ones in your hands? It is stained with the lives of innocent people. You're keeping me here to defile the land of my island. Grandeur. I'm here, bro. Gods, spare my life. We really haven't killed anyone. Sir, we are all poor people from Dengzhou Prefecture. Fishermen. They were forced by corrupt officials to the point that they couldn't pay fishing taxes and couldn't survive. They were just captured and forced onto the ship to work as laborers. This little rascal has never even killed a chicken. System confirmation complete. The remaining people were just forced laborers. Stop kowtowing. Lift your head. Uncle went to bring down the wild boar meat that we hadn't finished eating this morning. Dad Wang took the snowflake salt we refined. Also, bring over those few bars of soap you made tonight. Okay. Distributed to them to eat. What kind of salt is this? There was no bitterness at all. No sand. As white as snowflakes from the sky. Even the prefect of Qingzhou Prefecture in the previous dynasty. You absolutely can't get such pure nutritional salts. This meat has absolutely no fishy or gamey smell. Don't just focus on eating. Look at yourselves. That's soap. Use it to wash your body in seawater. It can wash away years of grime from your body. It can cure your stubborn old ailments, so that you will no longer suffer. In Daimei, you guys are pirates that everyone hates. But here, as long as you obey, this pure platinum salt and meat are available every day. Did you see that cave? It contains sturdy bricks and stones that are windproof and cold-proof. There is a yield of 1,000 gold pieces per acre and an inexhaustible supply of food. My Liu family is on this isolated island. They lived a life of idyllic bliss in a secluded paradise. Adults and villains. My ancestral home was originally that of fishermen from Dengzhou, driven to the point of family ruin and death. He had just become an outlaw. From now on, adults will make children go east. A petty person will never go west. Who dares to lay a finger on the master? The petty person would be the first to disagree. We are also willing to pledge our loyalty to you, sir. Working like a slave for adults. Die and then it's over. Ding, the system has detected that the host has successfully recruited enemy labor, and the loyalty level reaches the cloud value system. Hidden rewards triggered in the heavy industry sector. Modern large-scale industrial assembly lines and basic infrastructure teaching. It has been officially issued. Something terrible has happened to the adults. A humble servant has an extremely urgent military intelligence report. What's the panic? The sky won't fall. Adults and children. Today, while clearing debris washed ashore from the main ship wreckage, the nautical log of the one-eyed man was discovered. I attended a private school for 2 years before. Recognize characters. The one-eyed ship is by no means an isolated civilian vessel. They were merely pioneers paving the way. Pioneer. Where are the pioneers? It is the Red Shark's pirate crew, the overlords of the South Seas. The Red Sharks are a giant fleet. They have heavy warships, thousands of ruthless bandits. Even the Navy led by the Great Front couldn't do anything about them. The one-eyed man wrote in his log, "This island is hidden in a secluded location." They chose it as their new stronghold. Bloodshed a month later. The Grand Commander will personally lead the main fleet. They brought heavy warships to this island to gather and reunite. There are thousands of adults among them. They doomed. This time, it's really over. Dozens of people. We can also use traps and giant crossbows to our advantage, but that's several thousand people. Even the band suppression army of the previous dynasty couldn't have been this large. Even if our crossbow handle breaks, there's no way to kill them all. Should we hurry up and cut down trees tonight to make wooden troughs? Let's escape into the deep sea. The patriarch Dazhuang is right. Keep the green hills, not afraid of running out of firewood. That Zuya is the overlord of Southeast Asia. The warship was equipped with red-coated cannons. We can't withstand a volley of their fire. The adults took advantage of the fact that they still had a month left on their voyage. Let's run. What's the panic? Then let them have it. No return. Red strategic level crisis detected. A large enemy armed fleet is about to advance. Emergency system restart. Assembly line factory mode is now loaded. The highest level of privileges for resource allocation has been enabled. Running on this deserted island and the vast ocean, where can you run to? Even if they escape, they also died of thirst and starvation, or they fell into the sea and drowned. Since there is no way to retreat, then let's turn this island into their graveyard. Dazhuang went to heat the blast furnace to its highest temperature. Zhang San went, call all the brothers below me. Starting today, besides mining iron, ore, and snails, stop all unnecessary work. A formidable enemy is at hand. I need to do it within half a month. Turn you fishermen into the strongest soldiers. One of you just needs to pour the molten iron into the mold. Don't worry about anything else. Group 2, you are only responsible for sharpening the blades. Only ground the angle where the red line is drawn. Group 3, keep a closed eye on the gears and the angled brackets. The size cannot be off by even a fraction. This is assembly line operation. Each person only performs one process to achieve the best. To be able to cast without making a mistake, even with your eyes closed. Speed things up. It's a miracle. 100 times refined craftsman's knife was being forged at the Ministry of Works. It will take at least half a month. According to your assembly line method, we laymen, 5 knives can be made in a day. It can also assemble 3 gear crossbows. Such a speed of creation. Absolutely appalling. This is called industrial dimensional reduction attack. I will arm you to the teeth. Zhang San, step forward. Subordinates. Sniper crossbow cocked. 3-stage attack tactics. First row. Second emission. Third emission. Goodness, if these 20 men were placed on the front lines of an army, it could probably take down several hundred heavily armored infantrymen shot into a sieve. Now you can pick one of them to leave. They could all become centurions in the Divine Machine Battalion. You are no longer pirates. You are the special island guard I created. 2 weeks later, bloodshed is coming. Are you scared? Willing to fight to the death for the adults? Fight to the death. Fight to the death. Fight to the death. Brother, our defenses on the shore are now as solid as a rock. As long as the pirates dare to land, they will definitely not return alive. These 3 wrecked ships, what are we still keeping it for? Chop it up and use it as firewood. Dazhuang, you're too naive. The enemy has large warships. If they refuse to land, instead, they bombarded us with artillery. What should we do then? Our crossbows can't penetrate the ship's hull. So, we must have able to tear their weapons apart on the water's surface. Ding detected that the host is facing a high-intensity naval warfare threat. Emergency system unlocked. elementary naval architecture, and fluid mechanics module. We have already performed the calculations for you. The optimal water treatment solution under current resources is all in the plan. Patriarch, what kind of ship is this? Why does this ship look so strange? What's underwater on both sides of the ship? Who told you that? A boat must rely on the wind to propel it, rowing with oars. This ship needs for strong men, frantically stomping on the gears inside the ship's cabin. Drive the large gear to drain water. This ship is faster than a warship at full speed. No wind direction needed. Run wherever you want. That's speed. Add this bag of iron sharp prow. That was a recklessly charging steel torpedo. There are only 10 days left until the Bloodshark fleet arrives. Dajwang, call all 20 guards over here. Dismantle and rebuild all 3 wrecked ships. Within 10 days, I want to see these 3 ships launched and undergo sea trials. I'll make those idiots, blood sharks, understand. What is meant by asymmetry that transcends time? Naval battle. All 13 of the brothers' cannons were fully loaded. The fireball was soaked in raging oil. The bunker on the beach below, Zhang San and the others were all in place, and the head of the family. The cellars and water sources at the rear have been completely sealed off. Our 3 ships were equipped with underwater gears. Paddle steamer. I have already done as you instructed. They were all camouflaged with branches, hidden deep in the mangrove bay. Well done in the depths. What about the women's side? Husband, rest assured. I led them into a safe cave behind us. A large pot of wound medicine and boiling water were prepared. Husband, just keep fighting the bandits ahead. Qingwan was there for what happened next. I will never let my husband be distracted. It's good to wait until this battle is over. Our whole family had a seafood feast. Brothers, keep your eyes peeled. Hold the gear crossbow steady. Think about the past month. Who gave you snowflake salt? Who gave you the dignity of being human? Who taught you this unparalleled skill of killing? Even if the blood slaughter commander himself were to kill today, we must ensure he never leaves alive. Willing to fight to the death for the adults? Heavens, there are just too many of these. These warships. It practically covered the entire sea. Uncle, what are you afraid of? In front of my brother. No matter how many boats you have, they weigh just a few big wooden sticks. My hands are itching to get started. Dajwang is right. What's the use of having many ships? Faced with an absolute disparity in firepower and overwhelming technological superiority, they weigh nothing but ants. Ah, this is a one-eyed person. That stupid pig. Did the nautical chart get wrong? You call this a desert island? The president actually built breakwaters on both sides of the bay. There are defensive bunkers on that cliff. Besides, those dark cannons and heavy crossbows that peeked out in such a short time on this isolated island in the far sea. Such a heavily fortified military fortress was built. Don't even mention pirates. Even the regular ocean-going armies of Western countries couldn't do that. On the island, it is absolutely stationed with the most elite regular troops. It might even be a secret Royal Naval camp. Pass on my mountain order. The entire fleet immediately dropped anchor at half-mast to slow down. No one is allowed to approach the diving area. Grand grandeur. Grand grandeur. Since the guests have already arrived at the doorstep, there's no reason to leave them standing there doing nothing. Bring it on. Let them see how terrifying we are. 13 huge. New prepared to give them their first gift. Open fire. Heading towards. Large weight box. Add 2 more cast iron nails. Second uncle's catapult. Calibration deflected 3 degrees to the left. Okay, bro. The counterweight is fully added. What is that? A shooting star fell from the sky? Ah, my eyes! What kind of demon is this? Firefighting. Quickly fetch water to put out the fire. The head of the household is a god. The flagship that struck the thief's hand on the very first shot. The large sail was completely burned. The thief's ship was crippled. Uncle passed on the order. The remaining ballista targets. 3-story ships firing simultaneously. They poked their ship's hulls full of holes. Ballista formation. Release upon Lao Tzu's command. What kind of weird weapon is this? The base was shot through. It can't be blocked. This is war without fighting. Faced with an absolute technological and geographical gap. No matter how many people there are, they're just torches waiting in line to be called. President, retreat. This island definitely has the main force of the Shinki K Battalion from the Great Forward. Our artillery was hampered by insufficient elevation. The heavy crossbows that couldn't even reach the top of the cliff. Our muskets can't shoot that far either. This is simply a one-sided sitting duck. If we don't leave now, the entire fleet will perish here. These cowards only dare to hide up there and launch sneak attacks. Transmitted Lao Tzu's death order. All warships immediately launched small boats. Launch all the rowing speedboats. We have nearly 1,000 people. No matter how powerful their weapons are, loading also takes time. As long as we stormed their camp, all their junk was ruined. Oh, go for it. Go ashore and fight them. Take this island. Our good days are coming. Give me a boost, bro. That gang of thieves numbered at least 1,000, relying solely on Zhang Xian's 20-odd brothers. Even a god descending to Earth couldn't withstand it. The Master's ballista reloads too slowly. There was simply no way to stop such a dense array of small boats. Modern warfare emphasizes all-round, 3-dimensional strikes. They can handle this bunch of trash. They thought they had disembarked from a large ship and transferred to a small one. They can overwhelm us with their numerical advantage. That's incredibly stupid. Da Zhao started the speech. Let those idiots see what I'm made of. Beneath this calm sea surface. What kind of water assassins did we prepare for them? Boss, listen up. What was that noise? What the hell is that monster? The boat has no sails. There was no one paddling outside. How could they possibly run faster than us? Brothers in the bottom position. Did you hear those wild monkeys calling? The adults taught us. This is called fluid mechanics. This is called mechanical transmission. Give me your all. The pedal gear started smoking from being pressed down. Don't panic. It's just a hoax. Get closer to me. Everyone prepares for hand-to-hand combat to seize the ship. You ray dreaming of jumping off a house. Foolish steering at full speed without slowing down. Using an adult-designed corner. Smash it for me. They. Well done. The order is to capture the leader first. Ignore those lackeys. Keep a closed eye on them, everyone. None of those leaders were spared. Oh. Don't kill the leader. He's dead. The second in command is also dead. This war is unwinnable. Their boat is a water ghost. Swipe back quickly. President, Run away now, or else. Those 3 ghost ships are about to crash into us. Keep the green hills. Don't worry about running out of firewood. Quick withdrawal. I just need to escape back to Southeast Asia. Can he make a comeback? Did you ask my brother about his spine before you ran away? Brother, I told him to stay and use it as fertilizer for us. Stay alive. Ah, big leader. Uncle Dajwang. Instruct Zhang San to clean up the battlefield. Let's go meet our new slaves. You. Who are you? There was no such person as you in the previous dynasty. Your sailboats. Those repeating heavy crossbows. Where did it come from? Dead people don't need to know that much. Regardless of whose subordinates you were before. Regardless of whether you were once on this sea. How outrageous! Also established authority through force. Starting today, this sea area, the rules of this island will be set by me, Lu Yuan. Those who obey me will be fed and clothed. Those who oppose me, that stretch of beach will be your grave. Tell me now, who supports and who opposes? Greetings, Lord. I am willing to die for the Lord. The Lord has taken stock. This blood-slaughtering fleet, they ray incredibly rich. Master, please take a look at this nautical chart. This old servant carefully compared the coastal defense map of the great former Minister of War, the Zhuanfeng Island where we landed. The location is amazing. Uncle who also figured it out. Yes, Master. Heading north is the only way to the most prosperous region of the Great Jin Dynasty. To the south lie the Southeast Asian countries. Elder brother, wouldn't we be lying on a mountain of gold? Whoever disobeys will just take our paddle wheel monster ship and rob him. Ji Dajwang. A robber's mindset will never make you rich. One raid. However, they managed to seize 3 or 5 boats. It will also attract encirclement and suppression. We should keep a low profile and make a fortune. Bite. The host has been detected to have completely taken over the core strategic nodes. At sea, smoke and fire schemes are currently underway. Control of 4,210 able-bodied workers. 142 top craftsmen. Basic industrial resources are extremely abundant. System-heavy industry sector. Ultimate technology unlocks large-scale military fortresses. The teaching materials and new city building techniques have been officially issued. My second uncle relayed my orders. All craftsmen were incorporated into the Lu family's core heavy industry workshop. Zhang San organized the pirates into assembly line groups. They started logging and quarrying for me. We are on Zhuanfeng Island, building an unprecedented sea fortress. Second uncle looked at the changes of the past year. It's like a dream. Dajwang, don't tell me you're an old man. I've lived most of my life. I've never seen such divine skill before. The fortress designed by the head of the family. Those sharp corners and slopes. The master diver's red cannons came crashing down. The force was directly reduced by 70 to 80%, and the giant crossbows deployed in the blind spots of our city walls. However, it can form a crossfire network with no blind spots. Where are the 2 masters, Big Brother Zhuang and their lord? This is a merchant shipping inventory. Today is the official opening day of the port. Merchant caravans from Southeast Asia are all lined up on the open sea. According to your rules, all merchant ships flying black flags. Not only can it obtain fresh water and salt, they will also receive our escorts along the way. This month, we received a full 80,000 taels of silver. Merchant ships from Western countries also went there to buy soap. They even brought in a whole ship full of pig iron and copper ore. Grand Grandeur. I'm here, bro. The port opens today. Raise our flag. All right. R. Master, I have good news. You'll be happy to hear this. We're rich. We've really struck it rich this time. Merchants along the coast of Omay to steal our well salt and soap. His eyes were almost red. Those merchants were begging us on their knees to give them more goods. Someone is willing to pay 5 times the price. They booked all of our production for the second half of the year. We've made a fortune. Second uncle. Refined salt and soap are merely stepping stones to attracting wealth. Even high profits are justified. No matter how much money you earn, it's all for buying pig iron and timber, used to support our heavy crossbow guards and paddle wheel warships. The great former court was beset by internal and external troubles. The calm at sea won't last long. The patriarch's words are absolutely correct. I'm just easily swayed. Something unexpected happened at sea. Stand up and speak. What happened? This morning, the 3rd patrol team on the outskirts encountered a strange incident. The main mast of a Qin Dynasty official ship was blown off. They even collided with a giant, red-haired ship in the sunset. How did officials from the Qin Dynasty end up here? The brothers looked at the great Qian Long banner. I thought to myself, at least we ray from the same clan. We can't just stand by and watch the sunset and the beautiful woman running wild. Our patrol boat didn't even slow down. Full rudder and used the ironclad ram. They made a big hole in that red-haired ship. They sent all those blonde-haired punks to feed the sharks. What about that Dakian official ship? He rescued her on the spur of the moment. For the sake of being fellow countrymen with Omei, they also towed the official ship back to port for repairs. The ship's manager was terrified, claiming to be from the Nanyang governor's office to patrol the sea frontier. As a result, a hurricane occurred, deviated from the flight path. Patrol the sea frontier. Humph, what a lame excuse. The people on Zhongsan's official boat have complicated identities. They were likely spies sent by the imperial court. Rest assured, my lord, I didn't bring them into our core deep water port. Port No 03 is merely our civilian commercial port. We must not let our guards down in the surrounding commercial areas either. Immediately dispatch a team of elite troops to surround them. No one on board is allowed to set foot on the dock. Give them wood and craftsmen. They were ordered to repair the mast. Get out of here immediately. On you. God, what kind of divine monster is that? This kind of mechanical art. Even the Ministry of Works, compared to this giant hangar, it was also a 3-year-old child playing in the mud. This is by no means an ordinary pirate stronghold. Not to mention the Nanyang army. Even the imperial guards of the capital, faced with this armed force, they're nothing but a bunch of chickens and idiots. Who exactly owns this island? What exactly does he want to do? Greetings, Lord. How could it be him? That face. Even after turning to ashes, that photo. A face that is absolutely impossible to mistake. Lu Yuan. It really was Lu Yuan. How could this be? Wasn't he exiled to the Sea of Death? We absolutely cannot let anyone from the Lu family survive. It's over, eldest sister. This is troublesome. After Prime Minister Gu King handed over the secret documents, he died due to the worsening of his injuries. Before he died, only a few words were left. The Lu family has become a major threat. This is impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could Lu Yuan be that little beast Lu Yuan? I clearly gave a death order. During exile, cut off all water and food. They wanted to let the entire Lu family starve to death on that deserted island. He not only didn't he die, how could it be possible in just 1 year? At this strategic choking point of Southeast Asia, they built this infamous, deadly steel behemoth. Your Excellency, please calm down. Gu King, the secret agent, would never dare to lie about military intelligence. Now, the fortress on the South China Sea that flies a black flag with a gear, it has become the dominant force in the times. Even the Westerners' powerful ships and cannons dared not approach them even a step. I've heard that even the Bloodbath Fleet, which dominates the South Seas, they wiped them all out and went crazy. They've all gone mad. He must die. Other young people are wearing clothes. I can't sleep. I will prepare the carriage and immediately go to the palace to meet the emperor. For example, traitors were discovered overseas. The remnants of the Lu family colluded with the barbarians and pirates, plotting to reverse transmission of my cabinet's secret order. Immediately move the power forward. The most elite Royal Navy of the Beiyang and Non-Yang fleets. All ships equipped with red cannons. Drag them all out for me. 100,000 naval personnel. 600 warships. Even if it's a ramming with a boat, use human life post. It must also be given to the old man. That island. They were blasted into dust along with that little kid, Lu Yuan. Husband, look. This season's grain harvest is bountiful again. In addition to the grain and fodder we obtain through trade with neighboring countries, today, our island's granary, even if another 100,000 refugees flood in, eat for 3 years, we will never go hungry again. Tonight, you've worked hard managing logistics this year. With this grain as a foundation, we have confidence, our paradise. Only then can we truly establish a solid foundation. You don't need to anymore. Red strategic level highest warning. Earthquake detected. A super large navy is rapidly approaching the main island. 600 heavy, explosive warships have set sail. Blockade of 100-mile sea area. The target is locked on the main island. Out. What happened? Nothing much. It's just that old dog in the capital got impatient. It mobilized the entire nation's resources. They gave us a big gift. Pulling the radishes. Haha. I'm really worried about these newly created ultimate behemoths. There is not enough weight to display. The arrival of 100,000 master divers is just in time.